What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie298 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. It's time for another product review. Again, this is not a sponsored video. I just went out and purchased these. But if you guys remember, a little while back, I uploaded a video in which I discovered these little miniature arcade machines. And there was a port of Cinepad, a port of Rampage, a port of Joust. I enjoyed all of those. But if you remember, this Pac-Man game was as far from actual Pac-Man as it could get, with a small LED screen and it was just terrible graphics. Everything was wrong about this machine. I'll link that video in the description box below. But I also discovered this at the same Walmart this week. This promises to be a much more lifelike version of Pac-Man. So let's open this up. I also got all the other machines they make as well, because if this one's good, they'll all be good, and if they're bad, then you'll know not to buy them. So the brand name for these are called My Arcade, and I got a bunch of different ones. I think I got 8 different ones, and I'll show them all to you. But this definitely looks way better, and if the screen here, there's no demo mode for this one, so there's obviously like a sticker over the screen, so hopefully we're not getting ripped off again. So here's the machine itself, and I have to say, as an arcade cabinet replica, it looks really good. That is the original logo. And then this is just a sticker over it to show you, hopefully what it looks like, but it's probably not what it actually looks like. So we'll turn it on. Okay, well, the other one just turned right on. Here's the battery compartment. No batteries. Oh, my God, you have to buy your own batteries. Well, I guess that's why, even though this box is way bigger, I guess that's why it's cheaper. Oh, man. Are you kidding me? All right, time to go for my batteries. So I took a look at the instructions while checking the box for batteries. Turns out, if you don't want to use batteries, there is a little micro USB slot that hopefully works. And it does. I like this on and off button. All right, so far so good. This is looking like a version of Pac-Man circa 1980. This is probably an NES port. I've been told that these are probably just NES games on a chip. So let's see here. Not exactly 100% legit music. Yeah, and the munching sound doesn't sound identical either. So this is not really arcade sounds. The stick is not bad. It's a little stiff. The ghosts are slower than me eating dots. That's unusual, so that seems like it's in some sort of easier mode. Oh, these sounds. These sounds are not what I'm used to when I'm playing Pac-Man. That doesn't sound like Pac-Man. Why does this not sound like Pac-Man? The other machine had the worst graphics, but had the best sounds. This is some port of Pac-Man with the wrong sounds. Oh. At least it does play like Pac-Man. At least it plays like Pac-Man. Oh. Why doesn't it sound like it, though? All right, let's die one more time. Why is it impossible to just find actual tiny Pac-Man? So as a collectible, I think they both look pretty good on the shelf. Putting this on the shelf and keeping batteries in it so people can pick it up, only to be disappointed, is not a good decision. Keeping batteries in this one so that people can pick it up and play it, and actually play a version of Pac-Man that's not a great version of Pac-Man, but is a much better version of Pac-Man. I don't know. I don't think I recommend either of these, but if you gotta get one, this is the one to get. Now, these guys had several other machines at Walmart, so I picked them all up. Let's move on to burger time. So this cabinet looks great. Really good detail on it. I love the pickle and the hot dog down to the bottom. I love the logo on the side. Even got the Data East logo up on top. And I do love that arcade marquee as well, though I think this is just a sticker. I wonder if those light up. They do not light up. That's kind of disappointing, but looks fantastic. It is interesting that this is Data East, and the other one is Namco, so they definitely got a bunch of different licenses, at least 2 different companies working with them. So this is definitely not the arcade version of Burger Time. It definitely looks like an NES port, because the arcade version of Burger Time is up and down, but this one is clearly left to right, so I don't know if they stretched it or this is just a port. It doesn't look as good either. Oh, I have salt, right? I have like salt I can throw. There we go. Yep, and again, not the arcade sounds either. I wasted all my salt. I pretty much wasted all my salt. There's the ice cream, though. Yet, not a bad little port. Not a bad little port. I do wonder which port this is, though. See if we can get a hot dog. A hot dog and a hamburger. Only in America. Put an egg on it. Put an egg on there. This is America, god dang it. Next up is Galaga, and this is a very nice reproduction of the arcade graphics. Looks very, very good. I forget who published Galaga, though, so I'm not sure which brand we're dealing with here, but we'll turn it on. And again, since it's got the, you know, the whole start button thing, it does remind me of a port. The music sounds fantastic, though. Yep. This might be much better sounds than we've seen before. Definitely a different configuration for the joystick, and I think I like this joystick way, way more. Oh. Do you hear that sound, though, when I'm firing my button? It does not sound great. The kill sound fantastic. Let's let one of the guys try to capture us here, and let's see what that sounds like. That bullet sound, though, is deplorable. Oh, that's perfect. There we go. Alright, now this one's a fairly nice port. I like this one. And this joystick is way nicer than the other joysticks for some reason. I wonder what the difference is. Yep. Okay, the Galaga one, pretty dang good, I think. I'm going to play this one quite a bit. I'll need to, because apparently I need practice. So here's one that I don't think I've ever seen physically in an arcade. So you would have to tell me if this is a good reproduction of the cabinet. This is Bad Dudes, though. I do remember the NES version of this game, and once again, I expected it to be just a complete port of it. He's a bad dude, and apparently guys just run right through him. Holy moly. Okay. Yep. Controls are... maybe I'm just getting used to the controllers, because I looked at the Pac-Man machine, and the controller seems identical. So I think I'm just getting used to everything here. Yeah, feeling way more confident with these controls. Or maybe this one was just looser. Maybe the Pac-Man one was just a little tighter, but either way, yep, this is Bad Dudes. And I am bad at it. Nope. I don't like it. And then finally, the game I was most hyped for besides Pac-Man, Dig Dug. Now, I have a port of Dig Dug on pretty much every system I've ever purchased. 3DS, Nintendo Switch, Xbox. I played it just about everywhere, and some are very, very good reproductions of the arcade game. I don't expect this to be that, though, after what we've seen. But will it be fun? And it looks very good, honestly. It does not look like the arcade game. Obviously, immediately I recognize that the sky is blackened out here. I do feel like the controls on this one are a little wonky, similar to the Pac-Man version. Plays okay. Let's see if the walking forward trick works here. I mean, honestly, it's not a bad little version of Dig Dug. So, overall, am I satisfied with this purchase? I don't know. These are 25 bucks a pop, and that is a terrible, terrible way to play one of these video games on these tiny machines. So it's not a good way to enjoy those games, and it's definitely not the arcade version of the games. So again, I'm kind of frustrated with that. However, for novelty's sake, putting these on a shelf, having your own little collection of arcades, you could put action figures, I guess, in between them to make it look like an actual arcade. Something like that, along that lines. These look good on a shelf, and when somebody picks it up and realizes it actually plays a version of Dig Dug, a version of Pac-Man, that's kind of cool. I just don't think that's worth 25 bucks, honestly. Though I would feel completely different if it was the actual version of the game. Like, if this was actual arcade Karate Champ, I would love this for 25 bucks. I love playing that in the arcade. I go and play it at my local retro arcade all the time. It's one of my favorite things to play. It's one of my favorite things to do. If this had been that two-stick version of the game, I would have loved it. I just don't know if the chip is affordable, why they're not doing that, why they went with the ports instead. But overall, it's just kind of a mediocre experience because of that. Now, if you were going to pick up a version of Pac-Man, I would definitely get the My Arcade version over the Arcade Classics version, that I don't know that I would personally recommend either. This isn't a bad version of Pac-Man. Doesn't sound right, feels weird to an Arcade Classics person. Getting one of these for your kids, though, or getting this as a novelty idea, this would be the one to get. And that's the only repeated game in the libraries. It's all different games, so it's really hard to compare the two. Though I think I do like the hardware, the joystick, the size of the machine, everything else with my arcade more than the Arcade Classic series. But I will say that it's really frustrating that it didn't come with batteries, so I'm going to go have to spend a fortune of batteries on top of spending $25 per machine. It's kind of irritating. This is a cool novelty idea for hardcore collectors. So if you're a hardcore collector, you got some shelf space, you want to put it in your game room, and you wanted to have it as a conversation piece, I think picking up one of these machines, or maybe all of these machines, are definitely something you might want to do. I know my friends got a kick out of them, and I think your friends might too. All right, I think it's going to do it for this product review. Do me a favor, check out that link in the description box below. You can watch the previous video that I made, or I'll probably put it up here or somewhere else, or it might be in the recommended videos as well. Let me know what you think of these product reviews. I love doing them. I love having a reason to go out and buy weird and unique stuff and show it off to you guys. And if you guys are enjoying watching it, then it's a win all around. Guys, as always, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again.